I always wonder about the communication because the government does so many phenomenal things. And is it like how disappointing is it when you see a small turnout for something that you put so much energy into and an event that could have absolutely, brought community together? I've been to those events where I'm like, oh my God, this is such a great event. And I just don't know if they got the word. How's that make you
Well, you
feel?
have to build those. You have to build those pathways, right? And of course, if we get elected, we probably know a little bit about that. Of course, I ran all my own campaigns. You're never supposed to do that, but it seemingly worked okay.
It worked for you.
It worked for me.
you.
If I have a question, I ask somebody else because we're not always the best judge of ourselves, and that's where it can get a little bit tricky. But I think you have to build those communication pathways. So we have a pretty robust newsletter, and we're out twice a month. We do one that's the whole county. We do one that's by these areas, and I really focus on things that are happening in the area. And so we're, industry standards about 70% reader rate. We're up towards 50. So I'm just grateful my people are reading my newsletters. I wouldn't say I've had a lot of trouble getting to turn out to those things, except when we have just too many events. I mean, it's just not fair to expect the engaged people to be at 3 and 4 meetings a month. So we have to be careful we don't burn our people out. I use email. I use texting. I have signs up right now. I'm trying some signage for my quarter of the year. And I literally put a 4x4 sign up and say, you're in a contest. Here's the expectations.
And how much is that on you as the commissioner? I mean, like you
It's on
said,
me.
the mayor has the mayor has all the money and all the people, and you
I
have
get
you
it
have
out of that
three.
little. I get it out of those 3, but I have a few skills in that myself. And Linda, we really work on. We do Canvas. We have a pretty big presence on Facebook as well. And then when you get in campaign season, you're going after the ones who aren't paying as much attention. And so, really, I think they pay attention to you if it's something they're interested in, and that's our job to show them. I hope some of the examples I gave you earlier, that impacts a lot of people. Getting to your job or work, or school in a safe fashion, making sure we protect our water quality. So I think it's our job to show them how local government matters.
And what can we, as political innovators in the community, what can we do to help you as a commissioner get the word out about local government?
Well, you're doing it right. You're doing it right now, and having these conversations so that they realize that that impacts them. We get too many people who just think anybody who's in government's a dirty dog. And they talk to us very disrespectfully. They'll say things, and they don't realize that they're just not maybe having a full understanding of what we do every day. The number of different topics that I have to vote on is enormous. And just the agenda review for a meeting can take an entire weekend. And, we're here as their representative to keep an eye that their priorities are met with what our staff is doing and that we're holding our staff accountable. And then in this employment environment, we don't have a lot of staff. And some things are struggling to get done just because we're short staffed. So I have a program where I reward and honor staff. We have to, we're on the front lines, but they're the one who's providing me the data and doing the work, and they have to be shown appreciation where I can't begin to get done what I want to get done. Once I got out there in front of those people in the sewer, utilities is really run with the details of that program. Where would I be without Orange County Utilities? Nowhere, right? I had a great idea, but they're doing the work.
Commissioner, you've had a long career in politics. What's next? It seems like you're not done. What's on the horizon for you?
Well, it's funny as the more I do this, I mean, I was in a big school district, right, with 200,000 students, and now this county, and our budget with a lot of the federal dollars has been in the $7 billion range. I mean, this is a really big operation. But the longer I'm in it, the more I care about those little local things, So I think I'll probably do something a little closer to home because that's really, you're going to put all your time in the end of my career and my grandkids, I want a nice place for them to live. you're going to put the time in where you live.
Indeed, indeed. Before we wrap up, are there, and you talked about several projects. You have the septic tank issue that will be going on long after your second term is over. Is there any other projects that you like to see either completed or on its way to being implemented as you go into other endeavors? Is there something maybe related to music?
Well, that's a good question. You made me think of something different. Yeah, we when we got involved in an 8-month conversation about those tourist development tax dollars,
Yes.
the one thing that the board all agreed on, we had troubles on a few aspects, but we were all in agreement. We wanted to fund the arts and put more into the ARC fund so that our municipalities would have a chance to get, they call it heads to beds, right?
Okay.
And so you can get money from the tourist development tax dollars if you are bringing people in and you're generating dollars for economic development.
Okay.
And so why can't the city of Apopka put some more money into their amphitheater and have really big name groups perform there? It's a beautiful facility. You can put 10,000 people there. Well, but they don't have the right fencing. They don't have the right restrooms. So what we did was we added it's $20 million annually in that art fund. And then they, now it takes some sophistication because there's a lot of requirements to get this money. So we're also going to be offering accounting classes so that whether it's Eatonville, Apopka, whomever, they'll be able to access the money. And I joke that I don't want to just see it be the winter parks and the winter gardens.
Sure.
Okay. Because we see a lot of
sophistication
there. So even with our children's programs, you know, we fund over $20 million a year for after school programs and programs to help children.
Right.
We found that a lot of the nonprofits a couple of years back, they lacked insurance, and it was just the technical expertise to bring down these government dollars. So there's a lot of accountability.
Sure.
And so what did we do? We offered classes and seminars to help coach up these mom and pop nonprofits so they would be able to offer unique, innovative programs at your school. So I'm excited about that going on past me, so I can see my municipalities. Eatonville, I was talking about an African American History Museum.
That's correct.
And I would love to see them get some of those dollars. I have a COE that's interested in some kind of national sportsplex, and they would build some hotels. Nice. And so I'm proud of them because, it takes a little stepping up to get into that arena when you're talking about those millions and millions of dollars.
Inspirational. Speaking of inspirational, are there some words of inspiration that you can leave with our viewers?
I think that when you run for office, I just want to encourage people to have a passion for something, right?
Yes.
You have it. Obviously, you should have a passion for people because you're going to have people calling in with hard luck stories and challenges and difficulties, and you certainly want to have that compassion. But also, there's some days I could be at 5 ribbon cuttings.
Wow.
And then I go, so what did I do at the end of the day? I went to 5 ribbon cuttings. So I don't always go to them all because I'm trying to get septic to sort through. I'm trying to get my people groups down the road because I know I'm term limited out.
Right.
And you want to get all these things into a place that they're going to go. This is a big organization. If you get it to a certain point, it will go without you. So that's what I think about. And so you have to get through those hard places in life. It doesn't matter what field it is, government. You got to have a passion and a vision, and that'll get you through those difficulties.
Well, Commissioner Christine Moore, I appreciate you being on our podcast. Joel, did you want to have some final words?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank you for the hard work you do for the county, and everybody appreciates it. And like, I'm on Facebook all the time or all these socials, and I see the stuff that you have to deal with when you may not be there for a specific road or something. And just want to tell you that we appreciate the stuff that you're doing, and the fact that you have such a strong back to take those people on and to take these tasks on. So thank you very much.
That's funny. Yeah, well, I think you respond, right? So yeah, I bet I know what he's talking about. I was getting beat up the other day because I had to leave a board meeting because I wasn't feeling it.
Right. Right.
But I was up in my office watching it, and as soon as I knew it was for the vote, I ran down. And as soon as that meeting was over, I went home and went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I responded on their page. Okay, I'm sorry I was sick, but I stayed. So instead of saying I didn't listen to you, you should have complimented me for staying as sickly as I was. And it was the flu. And anybody knows when you have the flu, that's a tough thing to sit in a board meeting.
Right.
And so, and I think that's right. We should always give a person a chance to reply.
I appreciate it. I'm 100% appreciate it, honestly.
You're welcome.
Yes, and it's good that you're able to clarify that also here on our podcast, because it was brought to my attention. I said, well, there's got to be a good reason, just wait for it. But we really appreciate the clarification.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I want to thank your staff, Alexander, Kathy, particularly Alexander, in helping us put this all together. He's very patient, and he just stayed on top of things. And I do want to specifically point out his efforts.
Well, that's right, because without your staff, we wouldn't be getting as much done every day.
Amen to that. Thank you, Commissioner. Yeah. This is You Can't Make This Shit Up with District 2 Orange County Commissioner Christine Moore. We really appreciate being here at the County Administration Building. And please, if you enjoyed this particular episode, the best thing you can do is comment. Let us know if there's some things that you'd like for us to follow up with the commissioner. Let us know. Comment. Share it with us. Let your friends, your family, those politicals that you know, those electeds that you know of what we're doing, and that your commissioners are very accessible to you and very willing to have conversations and do what's necessary to continue engagement in their civic duties. So please like, share, and hit the notification button.